Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is the Mawa Maverick channel, and we talk about cryptocurrencies, we talk about the trend within the digital currency space, and we talk about a wide range of topics in the cryptocurrency space. So today I want to bring you something really interesting. I want to talk about what's going on with Polygon in terms of their art, the CryptoPunks. I want to talk about JP Morgan, what have they been up to, what are some of the mistakes that Terra Luna incurred when he was getting their funding, some of their money, what happened there. And if you're into real estate in the virtual space, okay, there's companies developing, there's people developing products, and I'm going to save the best for last. So there's something I'm going to talk about that you won't find anywhere. It's more like an individual, but if you're out there, you're looking for real estate, how to set up yourself, I think you'll learn a lot from this person. So make sure you stick around. So if you're into cryptocurrencies, discovering things out there, then make sure you subscribe to my channel. We talk about a wide range of topics. So the first thing, guys, I want to talk about, there's this company, Metalex, that I talk about. It's a sister company of another company, blockchain company that I talk about, which is called Fetch.AI. So the reason why I bring it in this article, in this video today, is because of this thing they posted here. China continues to invest in coal while the rest of the world tries to make it obsolete. The country plans on putting almost $4 billion into 3 new mines. How long until other states put climate goals and decarbonization aside for energy security? So this was something written by Bloomberg. I'll just read for you this. I'll put it in the description in case you want to read more about this. China signals coal reliance to continue with 3 new mines. So guys, I don't know what this is about, but all we know, China pulled out of Bitcoin. Basically, it's illegal to mine Bitcoin within China, and we're seeing them pursuing other forms of the old forms of technology as the rest of the world is trying to move away from or decarbonize. China is moving into that sector, and that's all I'll say about this topic. I think a lot of people think differently about climate change and this and that, so I won't say any more, but it's really interesting to see what some of the big nations are doing. Who's doing what? Who's lying to whom? This is crypto, but it ties a lot into energy and where we're going. So something you might be interested in, I'll post this in the video's description. One other thing I'll talk about, JP Morgan, the guy that used to say that he's going to fire all his employees. Guess what? JP Morgan unveils research on quantum resistant blockchain network. We know JPM, they did a JPM coin, or at least they want to do that, some kind of stable coin within the central bank financial system. So these are the same people doing research in this. QKD, I'll read for you a little bit. I'll summarize this article for you. QKD is the only solution that has been mathematically proven to defend against a potential quantum computing based attack, JP Morgan emphasized in its announcement. So United States banking giant JP Morgan Chase has unveiled research on a quantum key distribution QKD blockchain network that is resistant to quantum computing attacks. QKD utilizes quantum mechanics and cryptography to enable 2 parties to exchange secure data and detect and defend against third parties attempting to eavesdrop on the exchange. So the technology is seen as a viable defense against potential blockchain hacks that could be conducted by quantum computers in the future. According to a Thursday announcement, JP Morgan collaborated with Toshiba, Sienna to deploy and test the QKD blockchain. So I just dropped some of those names in case you're interested, in case you're an investor in Toshiba or JP Morgan, whatever. If you think this is bullish, this might be of importance to you. So a quote here: this work comes at an important time as we continue to prepare for the introduction of production quality quantum computers, which will change the security landscape of technologies like blockchain and cryptocurrency in the foreseeable future. Guys, to summarize this, a lot of people like to say that, of course, here they're saying JP Morgan is ramping up in its blockchain investments. We've seen a lot of past investments as well. They recently wrote an article about the Metaverse and why they're extremely bullish on the Metaverse. They also released a shop. They bought a space within Decentraland. We covered that. So JP Morgan, a lot of people say that quantum computing is going to affect cryptocurrencies, or at least when we materialize quantum computing. But what I have to say is that if we have a problem with quantum computing and cryptocurrencies, then we have a much bigger problem on our hands, because if it affects the cryptography, the underlying technology within blockchain, then all other systems are affected, banks. So I guess it makes sense that JP Morgan is looking into that. So guys, what is Terra Luna up to? So before we get into the core of the video, what is Terra Luna up to? And these things, the reason why I brought this article is because they help us to see, in case you want to start a company within the crypto space, you understand, you learn from some of these mistakes. Like, I could give you one before I read this article. Usually decentralized finance exchanges, they launch a token, which is governance token. But now there's a new thing where these exchanges or other ecosystem release two tokens. One is a governance token, one is a utility token. So normally, when a big event happens to a platform like that, or any kind of platform that's trying to launch another product, normally it leads to a spike in the price and then a massive drop in the price. So you can learn from some of those mistakes. Terra injects 450 million USD into Anchor reserve days before the protocol depletion. So we saw in the past that Terra was receiving some funds. So the move is designed to maintain the stablecoin savings protocol's lucrative yield, approximately 20% per annum. Those that are new to yield farming and all this, I'm going to talk about a little bit more in the next video tomorrow, but it's something I talk about a lot. Yield farming is a way to earn your money to work for you in the cryptocurrency landscape. So these people injected $450 million worth of USD, which is a stablecoin of the Terra Luna ecosystem, to increase their liquidity. So in a tweet published early Friday, Do Kwon, founder of Terraforms Labs, the entity developing the Terra Luna and Terra USD or USD stablecoin ecosystem, announced the injection of 450 million into the Anchor protocol's reserve. So the proposal passed a vote by the Luna Foundation Guard on February 10th. So Anchor serves as the flagship savings protocol for the Terra ecosystem, offering users up to 20% interest per annum on their USD deposit paid for by the borrowers. Okay. So the protocol's reserves had recently dwindled to as low as $6.56 million, okay? So as there wasn't enough borrowing demand. To keep up with the influx of lenders, when such an imbalance occurs, the protocol must tap into its reserves in order to pay lenders the promised yield. So from the beginning of December to late January, Anchor's reserve funds fell by $35 million. At the time of publication, this gap continues to widen. In the past few weeks, total deposited funds have increased to approximately $480 million, while the borrowed funds have increased by approximately $180 million. So there's lending and borrowing in the crypto space, in case you do not know. However, because Terra also stakes borrowers' collateral to earn yield, so they also stake to earn yield. In addition to interest payments to compensate lenders, the two numbers do not have to equate to reach equilibrium. So Terra's developer considered that such yields are not sustainable in the short term. To solve this problem for the long term, Terraform Labs plans to onboard the use of compound liquid staking derivatives. So those that do not know about liquid staking, this is where you can stake and actually have your staked coins liquid, so you can actually use them, because normally you lock up your tokens and you cannot use them for anything else. If you want to use them, you have to unstake them, and yet the network requires tokens in order to be secure. So liquid staking involves users double dipping with their crypto assets, i.e. staking their crypto in one pool and using their staked assets, actually they explain it here, to farm yields in a liquidity pool provider pool. Theoretically, users' collateral appreciates over time as they borrow funds, enticing more borrowers to enter the Anchor protocol to restore equilibrium. So that's a solution for you in case you're a developer out there. We don't know if it's a solution, but apparently it could be a long-term solution. Okay, that's about it with Terra Luna. I think there's some lessons to learn from there. Now, this article is going to put a couple of things into perspective. Watch this. Why many crypto maximalists in NFTs miss out on future opportunities. I'm going to summarize this article. I'm not going to read the whole thing. So basically, what this person is talking about by Ronald Amaya, Chief Strategy Officer at Lunar Digital Assets. So that's Lunar, Lunar. So not Terra Luna, which we're just looking at. So basically, what this person is saying, they're talking about all the way from Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all that. So Bitcoin started, there were Bitcoin maximalists. Then Ethereum came, and the Bitcoin maximalists were, still against it until they accepted it. And then the Ethereum people, once they realized how Ethereum became successfully became, they were then opposed to any other projects coming up. But this particular article is focusing on NFTs and the comparison with Polygon network, and their main comparison is with the Polygon Punks, and they're using that as a comparison with the CryptoPunks on Ethereum. You all know CryptoPunks on Ethereum are trading for a lot of money. Some are being bought for over $20 million per punk. Now, what this person is saying is that these copycats, just like how Ethereum stemmed from the idea of Bitcoin, just like how other blockchains like Solana, Avalanche, Polygon Network, Cosmos, at least some of them are older, like Cosmos. They had their own ideas, but the idea of smart contract really stemmed from Ethereum, and there were other copycats that are seeing a lot of success, Binance Smart Chain, and so on. So similarly, in the NFT space, we have CryptoPunks on the Ethereum network, but we might as well see huge success on CryptoPunks sold on the Polygon network, and the same reasoning resonates for other NFTs as well. So this is not investment advice, but this is their Twitter page. These same people creating these Polygon Punks, the ones that are referenced in this particular article, they have no affiliations with Larva Labs that created the punks on the Ethereum network, so the main crypto punks. So what this article is alluding to is that there could be other opportunities in these other copycats, because I mean, if Polygon was to become successful, who knows? That's what they're saying. But guys, this is not investment advice. This is a Twitter account, and you can go to their website through their Twitter account, or you can go to their Twitter account through their website. Make sure you're looking at the legitimate. I don't know who these people are, but I guess it's the most legitimate out there. There's other versions as well. So through their website, you can look at the traits of these different punks out there. They made only 10,000 of them at a price of 125 per punk, 125 mana per punk. So they're very cheap. Some of the most expensive ones are selling for very high prices. But when you go to OpenSea, you find some of the lowest priced ones are selling for an affordable price right now. Again, I repeat, not investment advice, guys. So guys, let us get into this whole real estate thing. You know, real estate is big. Real estate is big, and real estate in the virtual space is getting truly big. So I want to introduce you some few companies that are doing this. This is not investment advice. You have to do your own research before you work with any of these companies. Just a few companies. There's one here called DCL Real Estate. I've never even heard of this particular one. I was just doing research today. This is why I'm presenting it here. So, but it seems legitimate. So these guys even selling NFTs on decentralized marketplace, and guess what? None of these things are available. Someone keeps buying these things off. So it means the market is watching. So anyways, what these guys do, they're called DCLRealestate.org. Okay, so you can they focus on Decentraland. You can find out their properties, their lands, their services that they offer. Like they sell your land. So actually, this is pretty cool. You can delegate their land to them. They sell it on your behalf. Then they take a certain portion, which means you don't have to keep watching yourself. Rent your lands with them, or buy or rent land. I think there's nothing more that needs to be said about this. If you want more information about this, I'll also put this article's description link in the description so you can find out more. So basically they do that. They sell some of the NFTs. Okay, so another platform we want to look at is Metaverse Property, the world's first virtual real estate company. Guys, this is their own words, okay? Metaverse Property. Now, these guys, they don't just focus on Decentraland, but they focus on a wide range of virtual worlds out there that they're calling Metaverse. So Decentraland, Sandbox, Somnium Space, CryptoVoxels. They show us some of they have Upland as well. Upland is really popular, guys. Something you might want to look into as well. Upland is on the EOS side, one of the blockchains that was supposed to be really big out there, but it has some of the biggest trading volume. But they actually, I don't think they have any lands here. You can see they list them here. Decentraland is the one they have the most. So these guys, essentially, they want to manage your property. You have property out there. You want it to be managed, maintained. Maybe, I don't know how they're going to develop in the future their services. Of course, if you need their services, you can check out their services, property management, development, metaverse consulting, and stuff like that. So if you're a big organization, or if you're an individual that's looking out for renting solutions to some of your land, then you might want to look into some of these companies. Okay, now the other one, so this is the Decentraland section. There's a Decentraland property that's made for you, so they can do this for you, build for you, whatever you want. Let them manage that other side of things. You have your land, they manage it for you. Now the last one I wanted to talk about here, or the individual, in terms of individuals that I want to talk about here, there's a guy called Cryptoanthropy. I met him at Decentraland one time. He basically took me around what is built, what they're building in Decentraland. Their own buildings are on behalf of other people. So it's a beautiful website out there. It's called cryptoanthropy.com. Basically, they do these random acts of goodness, something like that. But they also build NFTs. They also build Decentraland houses. I think they have some displayed down here, so you can actually click on this and buy them in Canadian dollars or using cryptocurrencies. So in terms of legitimacy, I would talk about one of these as one of them, because I know this individual. They don't have a company specifically to do with that, but this is what they do. So just a shout out to them. And The one that I know about is called DCLrenting.org. So straight away when you come to this website, I like their outlay. So basically you can go to your lands, you can sign in with your MetaMask wallet, or you can go to the market and see what's being listed, of course other things. So when you go to my lands, it's supposed to show you your particular lands, but it's not reading my address right now. Not too sure why. But essentially, we can also look at the renting market itself. You can look at who's renting. You can visit the lands. You can request. So you can see some of these lands actually listed next to prime areas, like next to highways and roads. So you could have a shop. Maybe you want to advertise, and and this real estate is in a particular area that you're interested in. So this is something that could really, really help you. Another platform that I want to talk about, another legitimate one, if I would give my advice, is called Metazone. I'm not sure if they've implemented a renting feature, but you can buy a whole bunch of stuff that you can use to monetize your land, that you can use to decorate your land. You can buy grass for Ethermons. Ethermon is another game that's really developing on the Ethereum and Polygon network. That's one of the oldest NFT metaverse gaming. They say they're the first. Actually, they're one of the first, to be honest. And you can see by the way their platform is designed as well, and by the level of success and partnerships in the beginning. So this is a platform definitely you have to familiarize yourself with. Metazone. I think I'll cover some of these platforms as a whole in the future as I do another DCL video. I haven't done one of those in a while, at least properly dedicated to Decentraland. So yeah, and this is it. These are some of the tools you can use if you want to navigate this space, create some extra passive income. Of course, there's a bit of a learning curve, but everything requires learning before you actually know how to utilize it. All right, guys, I hope you learned something in this video. I really hope you took something home that you can use and leverage, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.